everyone, I welcome you all. Today we are going to learn about India, our motherland. But before that, let me ask you a question. Do you know why we call India our motherland? Well, for Indians, their motherland represents more than a piece of land. They see India with the love, respect, and awe of a real mother. We call India our motherland because, like all mothers, Bharat Mata gave us our existence. She nurtures us, protects us, and sees to our holistic development. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the grains we eat, the cotton grown and made into clothes we wear, the shelter and refuge we take, all these are her loving gifts to us. Our motherland India is a unique country and one of the oldest civilizations in the world. The Indus Valley civilization or the Harappan civilization belong to India. I've already taught you about Indus Valley civilization in your previous class, and it is one of the oldest civilization of India. India has fascinated people from all over the world. People of different races and faiths came to India and made India their home. This is reflected easily in the diversity of language, culture, religion, and lifestyle of the people living in India. Today, with population of more than 1 billion people, India is the second most populous country in the world. And you know who is the first most populous country in the world? Can you guess? Yes, China is the most populous country, first most populous country in the world. 1 out of every 6 person living in this world is from India. India is in the largest continent of the world. Can you name it? Yes, Asia is the largest continent and India lies in Asia. The land that makes up India comprises the mainland and a number of islands. Island is defined as a piece of land surrounded by water. You can see in this picture, this is a piece of land and it is surrounded by water from all the sides. So this is called an island. As you perhaps know, land surrounded by water on 3 sides is called peninsula. The mainland of India is a large peninsula bounded by, you can see this portion of India, this is called a peninsula and it is bounded by Arabian Sea in the west, you can locate it, the Bay of Bengal in the east and Indian Ocean in the south. So India's mainland is bounded by 3 water bodies or 3: Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east and the Indian Ocean in the south. Lofty mountains, which is Himalayas in the north, separate India from rest of Asia. You can locate lofty mountains, that is Himalayas. This separates India from rest of Asia. So now we will discuss about location and extent and political divisions of India. Location and extent. India is the world's 7th largest country with an area of about 3.28 million square kilometers. Here's the list of top 10 largest countries in the world by area. So first one is Russia, second is Canada, third is United States, fourth is China, fifth Brazil, sixth Australia, seventh India, eighth Argentina, ninth Kazakhstan and 10th is Algeria. So these were top 10 countries, top 10 largest countries in the world by area. The Tropic of Cancer runs about midway through the country. north to south from 37 degrees 6 minutes north to 8 degrees 4 minutes north, the mainland of India stretches over 3,200 kilometers. It lies entirely in the tropical and subtropical regions of the northern hemisphere. Maximum portion of India lies in the subtropical region and tropical region of the northern hemisphere. I have already explained you about northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere in your previous online class. The equator divides Earth into two equal halves. The portion towards the north is called northern hemisphere and the portion towards south is called southern hemisphere. West to east, India stretches for about 2,900 kilometers. From 68 degrees 7 minutes east to 97 degrees 25 minutes east. The great east-west extent leads to a great variation in local time. The local time changes by 4 minutes for every 1 degree difference in longitude. So whenever there is 1 degree difference in longitude, the local time changes by 4 minutes. So the time difference between the westernmost point in Gujarat and easternmost point in Arunachal Pradesh is about 2 hours. Now you might be confused that why there is difference between westernmost point and easternmost point. So in order to understand this, let's look at an example. As I already told you, the longitudinal extent of India is 68 degrees 7 minutes east and 97 degree 25 minutes east. So when we subtract both, we get 29 degree 18 minutes. In order to avoid confusion, we take round figure that is 30 degree instead of 29 degree 18 minutes. So thus longitudinal extent difference of the Indian mainland is about 30 degrees. As I already told you, that for every 1 degree difference, the local time changes by 4 minutes. So when we multiply 30 to 4, we get 120 minutes, which is equal to 2 hours. The longitudinal extent difference of the Indian mainland is about 30 degree. This is the reason why there is 2 hours difference between westernmost point and easternmost point. However, for the sake of uniformity, the local time of 82 degree 30 minutes east longitude is taken as the Indian Standard Time, which is also known as the Standard Meridian of India. Now we will talk about the neighbors of India. To the north of India are China, Nepal and Bhutan, and to the east Bangladesh and Myanmar. To the west and northwest are Pakistan and Afghanistan. In the south, separated from India by the Pak Strait, lies the island country of Sri Lanka. To the south of Lakshadweep lies Maldives. Not far from Andaman and Nicobar Island lie our closest Southeast Asian neighbors, that is Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand. So these were the neighbors of India. Now we will learn about political divisions of India. India is divided into states and union territories for administrative purpose. Administrative purpose in Hindi is called Prasasanik Uddesh. Now tell me, is it possible for a single person to maintain law and order in the entire country? No, it isn't possible. So this is the reason why we divide our country into states and union territories. The states have been created mainly on the basis of language. India has 28 states and 8 union territories. All the northern and northeastern states are landlocked. Landlocked means completely surrounded by land. Like islands are surrounded by water, landlocked states are surrounded by land from all the sides. Rajasthan is the largest state and occupies a large part of the Thar Desert. Goa is the smallest state. Among the union territories, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal are the largest, while The islands of Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea are the smallest. Delhi is the national capital of our country. Here's the list of states and union territories and their capital. Capital of Andhra Pradesh is Amravati. Before this, Hyderabad was the capital of Andhra Pradesh, but now it has been changed and Amravati is the capital of Andhra Pradesh. As per the Andhra Pradesh Recognition Act 2014, Hyderabad became the capital of the newly formed state of Telangana, post bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. Hence, Amravati is being built to serve as the capital of Andhra Pradesh. You can note down names of state, union territories and their capitals in your social studies copy. That's it for today. Thank you.